So, what's up, YouTube? This is Mario Stanton, founder and creator of the Black Atheist group on Facebook. Back again with another topic. This time we're going to talk about the Planned Parenthood shootings out in Colorado. See, what I think about the Planned Parenthood shootings out in Colorado is just that, it's another one of those things where the right wing and the right wing gets their constituents or whatever, or their followers up in arms about some bullshit, and then those people who are up in arms do something incredibly stupid to remedy that. Some months ago or whatever, there was a video that surfaced, a highly edited video that surfaced of someone trying to buy body parts from a person at Planned Parenthood, and even in the video itself or whatever, you can see that the Planned Parenthood person is saying that she doesn't buy, they don't sell body parts or whatever, but if they did, blah 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 blah, so the right wing, they don't want anything, they don't want to put any money towards Planned Parenthood anyway. So what they did is they organized this really big smear campaign against Planned Parenthood, and start talking about Planned Parenthood selling baby parts to people, and I don't know what they're selling baby parts for, but basically selling baby parts to people, which doesn't happen. And then Planned Parenthood becomes like this this abortion factory or whatever that people think of it as or whatever. So that made a lot of people on the right side of the aisle crazy. It made them think that that Planned Parenthood was this bastion of evil, that is cutting up babies and selling their parts to people, which isn't true. So the Republican presidential candidates, they all chimed in and they all said this and said that about Planned Parenthood, in particular Carly Fiorina, and their base is riled up about it. So just like in the case of Dr. Tiller, which Bill O'Reilly kept calling Tiller the baby killer, when you keep this mantra of bullshit, this mantra of lies going on over and over and over again to a volatile audience or whatever, who many of them see what they call Second Amendment solutions to their problems, then what you're going to have is some sort of incident like this. So yeah, the guy goes in there, and I'm not going to say his name, but he goes in there and he murders, I think it was 5 people that he murdered, including a police officer. Now, these same motherfuckers who had a whole bunch to say about the Black Lives Matter movement, when none of them shot any police officers, none of them even, advocated for the killing of police officers or whatever, but when some maniac kills a police officer who just happens to be black, and they blame the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, this guy kills a police officer and there's crickets. And if you look at who kills police officers in their acts of terrorism, who is it? It's right wingers. It's these people who believe that Obama's a Muslim. These people that believe that Planned Parenthood is selling baby parts. These people that believe that Hillary Clinton had something to do with Benghazi and what's lax, whatever. These people They're the people who kill police officers, you know, in their acts of terrorism. When has any leftist group killed law enforcement since the 70s? Well, you know, when has that happened? It hasn't happened. You know, but yet you got the right wing killing law enforcement. And they want to talk about, you know, how pro-law enforcement they are or whatever, and they people kill. You know, it happened in Waco, Texas. It happened in Ruby Ridge. You know, there was snipers or civilian snipers pointing guns at police officers during the whole siege at the ranch in Nevada, the Bundy Ranch. So let's not pretend that the right wing cares about police officers, because they don't. You know, they don't give a shit about police officers. They only like police officers when they're killing black people. They're killing unarmed black people at that. That's the only time they like police officers. That's the only time they're pro-police. Other than that or whatever, they can give a rat's ass about police and the law. So, but yeah, so these, you know, these people, that's their MO. And, you know, the disingenuous part about it, the whole thing that really gets me mad about it, is the whole, you know, is the fact that, you know, here we got an act of terrorism. There's this is an act of Christian terrorism. And, you know, in the same manner that they ask liberal and moderate Muslims to come out against ISIS or whatever, they're not asking liberal and moderate Christians to come out against these people. No, you know, they're not going to do that at all. So, you know, what they're going to do is they're just going to keep their mouth shut or whatever and pretend like, you know, this is not indicative of something bigger than what it is. You know, and when in fact it is. It's very much bigger than, you know, this guy right here. This guy is just one of a bunch of crazy people, whatever, who feel like, you know, Planned Parenthood and, you know, the Democrats and liberals or whatever are out to kill babies. You know, and that's what they feel. So, but no, they're not going to ask Christians to come out and whatever and give a deep throat condemnation of whatever of this action, because they know Christians, you know. And again, it's one of those things where, you know, because they know Christians, you know, they're not going to do this whatever, because they know that, you know, Christians are diverse people, but yet not recognizing that Muslims are diverse people, and that, you know, people, you know, the people of ISIS and the people of other, you know, so-called terrorist groups or whatever, do not represent Islam as a whole. So, you know, they're so yeah, so there's this double standard there, and, you know, no one's tripping off of it or anything like that, you know. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this whole thing or whatever. You know, it's a tragedy that could have been avoided. It's a tragedy that, you know, to me was created by the right wing when they had this fervor or whatever about Planned Parenthood and what they supposedly done on a bullshit video. The same way that they did with Acorn or whatever, you know, almost 8 years ago. So, you know, this is their mess. This is what they've caused, you know. And in the same manner that, you know, those who call for jihad against the West when it comes to Muslim terrorists, you know, those who call for the jihad should be held accountable. Those who call for action against Planned Parenthood and, you know, perpetrate the lies against Planned Parenthood should be held accountable also on their end, because they created this. that guy wouldn't have even targeted a Planned Parenthood, wouldn't even thought about Planned Parenthood if it wasn't for the right wing spreading lies and innuendo about Planned Parenthood. Again, this is Mario Stanton. Everybody out there, be peace.